been trying to pick like different classes and different stats for each game as well, because I don't want to, you know, just be too good at one thing. So we're trying to diversify and play a lot of different styles. Oh wow, damn. Same with me. I don't have enough health to take more than one shot really from anything. So it's all very fun. But as you can imagine, my playthroughs aren't quick. So the other part of our theme is that we never look at any spoilers or anything. So no gameplay help or anything like that. So I never visit the Reddit. I never visit the Discords or wikis or anything like that. Just so we're playing the game just like it was release day and like nobody knows anything, so that it's all a surprise and very interesting. You have 48 vigor and heavy armor, though the bubble blowing boy is simply too powerful. Yeah, I can imagine that. Maybe there's some kind of defense against it. Like I can't really work out what like a school of elemental magic blowing a bubble would be. So maybe there's a clue there. If you can get like the right type of armor on it, it'll be easier. It's kind of interesting. We're seeing a new type of zombie. We've seen blood zombies, poison zombies, magic eating zombies, but now we're seeing like a fungus zombie. It seems the fungus zombie does not like fire. Nice. Yeah, I kind of specialized my guy into being a bit of a holy warrior himself, but I'm no more resistant to holy than anyone else. How far are you outside of the Halleck tree? So, this is our main map, and we've managed to do kind of almost everything everywhere, except for a few things, with just the starting vigor. It's been good times. Hundreds of hours. We did all of this. We did all the Fire Mountain and the main city and a lot of the snowfield. But yeah, there's plenty of things that you could kind of accidentally spoiler for me if you did something one way and not the other. So do be careful with with what you say, because I might end up seeing or hearing something that I didn't really want to hear about. So a bit strange, but yeah, I've really been enjoying this like completely spoiler free. It's been a trip. Dark Souls 3 has been the hardest one so far. I think Elden Ring has been the most friendly of the games, because I've been able to clear quite a lot quite quickly with this amount of health. Let's see how many hours we're actually on. 136 hours and 6 minutes. At level 134. That's not bad. I feel like we're doing well. For sure. Oh yeah. Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty spoiler-free-ish. The thing is, you know, occasionally we get someone who joins and they're like, oh yeah, spoiler-free, spoiler-free. But then they think I'm just talking about, like, the story. And then one of the first things I say is like, okay, why don't you pick up this magical weapon around the corner that's over there, and if you spam this attack on it, you win instantaneously? Why haven't you gone and done that? And it's like, oh man, I don't want to know about like the min-max way to win. And you'd be surprised what some people come in and they'll say, and they'll think, well, that's not a spoiler. I didn't tell you, you know, I didn't tell you this, or I didn't tell you that. It's kind of literally everything. We're going full blind. So we're having a good time. It's like I said, a lot of deaths and a lot of time spent, but my viewers kind of get what I'm going with. Big numbers are a lot of fun. There's some guys where I get the critical hit on them, and I think it's the land octopus, and I had 13,000 damage with a critical strike into the beak. It's really nice. We haven't tried bleed yet. Dark Souls 1, I made a pyromancer. Dark Souls 2, I made a big barbarian character. Ooh, these things are doing a lot of Scarlet Rot. Dark Souls 3, we made a sorcerer. And Elden Ring, we've made our first faith guy. Hey, we got him. Because some of the like the stats don't appear in Dark Souls 1 and 2. Yeah, the fire kind of does swish for quite a wide area as well. I've got another attack on the sword that goes sort of a little bit longer. The other thing the sword can do is this beam. It doesn't go indefinitely, but it goes quite far. But not a wide attack at all. Ooh, I don't think we ever went up that ladder. Let's try and do that. Yeah, because the first ladder went down. I think the other thing that makes me take a lot of time is that I use the little binoculars in the game to kind of look everywhere, and I like looking at every angle and finding all the secrets as I go. It's just lots of fun to just, like, look and discover things. I don't know a lot about the Souls games, but I do know many of the Elden Ring spells are quite a bit more flashy. Yeah, I mean, the graphics have gone way up. Oh god, it's like a thriller dance party. Oh, look at that. So much clear. And again. So cool. If one of these grabs me, though, it'll kill me instantly. The grapple attacks are so powerful. Yeah, I'd love to go back and play my Dark Souls 1 Pyromancer in Dark Souls 2, and then 3, and then Elden Ring, to see, like, what the graphics evolve into between each game. That'd be a really cool thing to see. Oh, there's a carving guy over there guarding some loot, and a couple of zombies by the look of it. But certainly, it was interesting because Dark Souls 3 was the one I played just before this. And the frame rate would kind of drop a little bit, even in the small areas, even though it's like a much smaller game in scope, like it's not open world at all. And to see Elden Ring have such big areas and the frame rate stay consistently high, it's kind of awesome. They must have done a lot to make the game run smoother, even with all these extra graphics and bigger areas. Is Scarlet Rot percentage base damage or flat? I actually wouldn't know, because I've only ever had this amount of health, and I guess when I've been hit by Scarlet Rot back in this area, I guess it's done no more or less damage to me than it's ever done, but it does kill me quick. I think it seems to be like roughly double the rate that poison's been killing me at, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I wonder how I'm going to jump on top of this when I don't have access to the horse. Maybe I could just jump on this corner a little bit more. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh no. I still can't get any higher up. Perhaps it's something to do with that ladder. But then, if it was to do with that ladder, you would have thought I would have done that already. How peculiar, because I thought I started over there. Hmm. Maybe the map will... Nope, the map's not very helpful. Uh-oh. I guess if we fall off the top here, we can take another look. Yeah, I suppose I just didn't see this ladder and go up right at the start. Huh. I'm blinder than I thought. As this was my first Souls game, I got confused in a lot of parts because I wasn't used to climbing routes, falling onto rooftops, etc. Yeah. In Dark Souls 1, I don't feel like they make you climb up and down a whole lot of things. Because the jump key's really awkward in Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. It's not got its own button. You have to kind of hold other buttons and then let go and press them again at different times, and it's very unusual how you jump in the old Dark Souls games. Okay, this guy's busy with his carving. He didn't even stop to see us. There we go. What did we win? A couple of rock grease that I'll never use. Oh dear. I'm not very into consumables. I feel like consumables are just something that, you know, if I need them, I'll probably die on the attempt that I use them. So I'll try and play without them, and yeah. Let's see how this guy likes rocks. And we're good. Wow. Great success. Pearl Drake Talisman +2. Nice. That's what I've been using, the +1 version all this time. Vastly boosts non-physical damage negation. And the tooltip's basically the same. No need to read that out again. Cool. I got an upgrade against all magic type damage. My defenses are looking pretty nice for someone with 10 vigor. Can I make this jump again, or will I stack it and die miserably? Hey! Oh, there's all my zombie friends. Maybe they won't realize that I'm here. Is that how much health I've got? I have 414. 414 HP. And it doesn't last very long when a boss hits me these days. Yeah. I could kind of like cheat a little bit by wearing a couple of other things that I've got that say increase maximum HP. But I'm trying not to. Not unless I really, really, really can't do something. I mean, it's not, you know, actually cheating, but it's not how I've been doing it so far. It makes a good YouTube thumbnail. Like, I keep a 4K quality recording of everything that we're doing, and then I slowly cut it, edit it a bit, upload it to YouTube, and yeah. So it makes for a good thumbnail to say, this is my first time playing, and I didn't add any vigor. Here's how I did. We get a few people watching on YouTube. Damn. Because that guy skidded behind me, it pulled my camera along with it, so that I was no longer facing the other guy to block his attack coming in. And that hurt. So if we just go again and don't use as much mana on some of the off paths, where I now have the loot, we should be golden. see what I can get away with. Not bad. Still kept my bubble of trouble. I think we'll keep the regen. And pick up all the other buffs as well. Yeah, that's how we do. Alright, let's go rock time. Yeah, having one hit that generally I avoid is massive for me. Usually I have a whole lot of holy spells with me, but I keep on forgetting to change. There's been a couple of characters that we've come up against as bosses who they just don't mind being hit with holy spells, and the rock is a big winner. Uh-oh. Nice. So there's one guy around the right. No problem. And I think there was one guy on the left. Easy breezy. I haven't really used it because I have my 1900 HP on my strength bleed build and like to poise through attacks. It's not very useful for me. Yeah, I can definitely see how your perception of certain things, like whether they're useful or not, will be changed a lot by how many hit points you got, how much damage you do. Hey, another upgrade stone. Sweet. For me, when everything is death, nothing really helps. So it's all about trying to get that one perfect run where you don't get stabbed through the chest immediately upon walking into the boss room. I really like my Dark Souls 2 character because I thought spells were making things too easy in Dark Souls 1. So I just abandoned everything except for... Hey, a save point. I abandoned everything except for me and my axe. I forbid myself from using a shield, Dark Souls 2, because I felt the shield was making it too easy as well. So when it comes to trying a boss again in Dark Souls 2, it was just walk up to the room, walk in, and start swinging my axe. But really to win with the starting health in Dark Souls 2, it wasn't just blindly swinging my axe. I had to do everything perfectly. Everything was a roll, and if anything ever clipped me, that was death. And I just got to a point where I got so good at some of these fights. It was really satisfying. Yeah, there's a lot of bosses that just put the hate on immediately with a massive attack. I found an enemy in Dark Souls 3 that basically lights up the room like a bunch of fireworks, and he can do it very, very soon after he starts. And it's kind of like the one thing I haven't beaten in Dark Souls 3, but I decided I wanted to play some Elden Ring, give that a try. So technically, there is one thing left to do, at the very least, in Dark Souls 3. And then anything else that might be an activity after that? I've got no way of knowing. I will have my revenge on that particular enemy, though. Ah, damn. My favorite one would be absolutely Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 is really good. you can play the whole game with the starting hit points, and you can parry stuff. And you don't have so little health that missing a parry just always instantly kills you. So I think that one's perfectly balanced. Dark Souls 2, I got very angry with it because there's a bit of a puzzle about where you would have to go. It's very easy if you'd go up and look it online, but I refused. My viewers sat here and like watched me for a month, unable to walk through this puzzle. So I hated it at the time, but I really think Dark Souls 2 is what I'm looking forward to going back and playing the most. And then Elden Ring, definitely there with Dark Souls 2. And then very far at the bottom, like massive negative numbers, is Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 made me very, very angry. For reasons that I won't spoil. But yeah, I hated Dark Souls 3. I've kind of said I won't be doing a New Game Plus of Dark Souls 3 out of anger so far. But whether I do or not, we'll have to see. I definitely won't be doing it with 10 health again. That's for sure. Or 9 health or whatever I had on that one. Oh no, 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 no. Whoa. But to finish my thought there, Dark Souls 3 has my favourite boss in any of the games so far. He has my absolute favourite boss. So Dark Souls 3 I hate the most, but it's got the best thing for me in it. Yo! Hello, Cardboard Grizzly. Did my Dark Souls 3 waifu give you PTSD? PTSD? No, actually, like... Okay, yeah. Yeah, she did. But also some of the others. Like, what's the guy? He's got a sword in each hand. They're two different elements. He's got one. Pontiff Sullivan. Him. He was nasty, as well as Frida. So, let's see. Medea as well. And the reason why I have such a problem with Dark Souls 3 is that's where they introduce bosses cheating. The boss can be dead, it can have no HP bar left, and then the boss gets back up. And I guess in Frida's case, she is the worst, because she gets up like an extra 3 times after you've killed her. That does make me very, very angry with the game. Like, if you want a boss to last for twice as long, give it the 1 HP bar, and then when it's at half, and make the bar twice as big. Don't have bosses die, lose their HP bar, be officially dead, and in Frida's case, she gives out loot. You get loot for defeating Frida, and then she gets back up again and starts trying to kill you. It's so cheap, and I hate it. My favourite boss in all of Dark Souls so far has been Slave Knight Gale, and he's in Dark Souls 3, so I'm conflicted. Uh-oh. Damn. Yeah. I don't get angry. I get even. But also I get a little bit angry. Frida being the worst offender. Like, there's a boss in Dark Souls 2 that actually gives you a checkpoint when you get to the halfway mark. And so it's possible to just shove a checkpoint in there. But Dark Souls 3 is stupid. And you do not get a checkpoint for Frida. And you have to do the whole thing again from scratch. And that's why Dark Souls 2 can be my pal, and Dark Souls 3 may not. Oh, ooh, that was a risky jump. Made it though. So Dark Souls 1, like the only problem with Dark Souls 1 is that I can't figure out how to work the blacksmith. Now don't tell me, because I will figure it out, but there's the blacksmith in the game, and he's got like 72 different menus just for upgrading your weapon, and it's like, well, and then I couldn't figure it out. And so I ended up with like under-upgraded weapons in Dark Souls 1, and still finished the game, but it's not my favorite thing, the blacksmith menu. It's just difficult. Oh, here we go. Oh, I saw an enemy come from this way. I wasn't expecting a necromancer snail. I was kind of just expecting the guy. Oh my god, this one doesn't belong to that one. Oh god, I'm dead. I sort of hear where the ringings come from. Oh, I lost all my souls. There was like 80,000 souls there. Oh, I should have just pressed the hotkey for pick up souls just like 100 times and not worried about trying to fight the guy. Yeah, like the snails resurrecting these. Oh, that's mean. Like, normally the snails resurrect like little weak soldiers, but I have had one that's had like a crucible knight as a buddy, and that was interesting because he was also invisible. That was a hell of a day. I should probably sort out my spell list now that I don't really need the rock. Goodbye, the rock. And hello, the Discus of Light. Oh, I've got enough faith to cast this these days. That's cool. It's a brand new spell that we haven't tried. Oh, someone's ringing my telephone. I'm not going to answer that. I'm not expecting any calls. Let's give this a whirl. Ooh. And I can get my holy casting item back on as well. Excellent. Kind of wild how much easier the 2 Crystallarians fight is than the 3 Crystallarians fight. Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to oh, you're lucky. That could have been a spoiler for me. I couldn't figure out how to like break their stance at the beginning, but it sort of worked out later on. Like, I sort of ended up doing okay. This spell is awesome. I like this. Bam. Oh, off the edge. Haha. Aha! I think we found our last snail. Because I keep on using the flask with like a rune protection on it, they might still be there. We'll just have to like do a rush attempt and see if it's still my old runes. Kind of weird how this this thing works. Yeah, still had 87,000 runes there. Ah. Still, I've collected them all. Yeah, this guy is my least favorite of them. The funny one is the one that's got the throwing disc, because he's just, you know, he's kind of not very good. Yep, all the runes safe and sound. Almost got a level up.